to Honourable Ndlozi and then Honourable Skosana. Honourable Ndlozi.
Thanks, Chairperson. I don't believe this report, and I don't know how to measure it. I would have thought, so for instance, I'll focus on one aspect as an example, and I realized that in the second round you might be able to provide a counter argument. For instance, the murder rate in South Africa in the last quarter increased by 2.1%. I didn't see it here in this annual performance plan. But I'm worried because this is a very, very important matter to policing in South Africa. I mean, our murder rate can be compared to war zones. You can see the number of people who get killed every day is possibly compared to people who are dying in Palestine every day. The differences may be extremely little. And there is a war, like military bombardments and so on and so forth. That we all know, we understand all of that, that there is this abnormal question of high levels of murder in South Africa. And then if you check the top 30 police stations in relation to murder, the list is almost the same for the last 25 years, with very minimum. There are places that are known here, is this the murder capital? Police stations, Nyanga, Khayelitsha, Inanda, they repeat themselves for decades. If you took that list of top 30 police stations and then you do it over the years, you will see that there are police stations that are just always there for the last 30 years. So it seems to me there would have been sensitivity to crime prevention. You know where murder takes place. But I don't think there is a strategy. You can go to those communities. And then most of the murders are related to shebeens. They say like people start arguing uncontrollably, and then they kill each other, whether they shoot each other or they're stabbing each other, and then gang-related murders. So I'm saying that, and even the provinces that are always there, you know, Gauteng, Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, account for majority of the murders. So what are you saying in this report about that? I'm not able to extract it here. That what are you saying you did to prevent murder? You know the police stations. They're related to communities. They've been there over a long period of time. You have a duty to prevent crime. You have the highest murder rate. We may not be able to compare to during apartheid days, but I suspect that it's worse. Some of the murder rates that we are seeing now is like when there was war between 1990 and 1996. The number of people who were just killed of murder. What is your report saying? On page 21, percentage reduction in number of reported contact crimes at top 30 high contact crime police stations. I'm not sure. What are you saying? 12.30%. Is it an increase? Is it a decrease? Please clarify that. But I know that murder has increased. The murder rate is is possibly in its highest ever. So I'm asking, you want money, that's why you are here. You want money to go stop murder. What have you been doing? What are the programs to address the prevention of murder? It's actually a very clear, like Shibin's murder gangs. It's the same everywhere where there is murder. And then on the same page, you say that a number of identified SAPS-owned firearms recovered. You would know that part of the problem of South Africa is an indiscriminate distribution of firearms. There's too much illegal firearms in this country. And I want to ask two questions. Do you know what is the percentage of the firearms that are illegal in society? What is the percentage of police lost firearms? A police person, a police woman or man that loses a firearm is a very irresponsible police person, officer. But I'm of course really here wanting do you know the percentages in relation to that? But here you say you recovered 268, which is a 10% increase. I admit, I assume that this is in relation to previous recovery rates, but do you know how many firearms you have lost? Can you give us that number? How many firearms have the police in South Africa lost? So that we know this 10% increase is in relation to what? So if you've got 1,000 firearms that you have lost, last time you recovered 1, now you have recovered 2. It's an increase, but I mean, it's insignificant. So you are handling us, man, here with this report. You are managing us. There's no information. I don't know. So let's unpack that. And then also I wanted to understand, when you say number of illegal firearms recovered, you've got a 1% increase. What is the measure? What is the measure there? What is the standard of measure? Do you have a intelligent number, like proper, that we have got intelligence that these are the number of circulating illegal guns in South Africa, and this is the number that we have increased? I know you are judging yourself in relation to your targets, but you need to tell us, because maybe your targets are also very low. I don't have that plan or that document against which you are measuring yourself. And this is the same with number of escapees from police custody. It's a 10% increase. Can you tell us, how many escapees are there? Just unpack these numbers. Number of vehicles recovered is a 1% increase, but how many? I'm sure you get the drift. And then detective services, page 24. To contact crimes at top 30 high crime, contact crime stations. I don't know, what is this? What is 31.6%? Is it an increase of these contact crimes, or is it an increase of the resolution of these contact crimes? Again, I'm interested what are you measuring yourself against? Contact crimes against women, 68%, is not believable. But we'll see if we can come back on the second round. And then page 25. What accounts for the low-level performance in relation to integrated ballistic identification system? You seem to have finalized 38%. But I see that generally you are performing below 50%. Percentage of person to crime DNA leads finalized crime-to-crime DNA leads finalized 47%. What accounts for this low performance? Can you just unpack that for us? Why are you not performing well there? And then I'll tell you now, my final point, sorry, Chairperson. My final point is the use of intelligent technology, or the fourth industrial revolution available gadgets for policing. And maybe that item should come under those administrative services. Like South African police don't have on themselves. One, your guns don't have GPS. Because if a gun is lost, because a GPS device is very small these days. That's why it's in your phones. You can install in the firearm a GPS, so that when it's lost, like a phone, you are able to say, for the next 24 hours or for the next 12 hours, I can be able to locate it where it is. What is your reaction to that? But that also includes like a lot of police on themselves. I don't think on themselves, except the vehicles, they don't have capacity to track them. If all those uniforms had GPS, you would be able to tell where is Detective Ndlozi? Is he doing, or where is Officer Banban? Because some police officers report that they are going to fight crime, and they are somewhere where they're not supposed to be, whether in a shebeen drinking or jolling somewhere. So if you have a GPS program on a daily basis on a screen, you're able to see your deployments. I'm assuming that there should be that capacity. What is your reaction to these two digital programs in terms of improving your capacity to monitor police, to monitor the firearms, of course the cars as well? It doesn't also look like you've got GPS. I don't know, you can be advised, because if your cars are lost, if you have got GPS, particularly sophisticated GPS, these small criminals can't take your cars and you can't recover them for a very long time. Thank you very much.
Honorable Ndlozi, yes, the murder rate is it is high, we agree. However, we made quite a number of arrests since last year to now. We have arrested 5,716 murderers that have to still go through the process of court. We are aware, yes, it's not sufficient. We need to get more. But of course, the whole chain of justice, crime prevention needs to be, needs to have the capacity to deal with those cases. Same as the cases of your GBV. We have a project with the NPA where we have, up to now, since last year, we have produced over 41,000 reports that are dealing or will assist with the prosecution of GBV cases. But of course, it might be that the number of cases on rolls takes quite a bit time. I'm sure you are aware at some point that cases are being postponed far beyond a number of years because of the number of cases that we are putting towards court that are court ready. Yes, indeed, shebeens are one of the drivers for crime. Also, your environmental design is, especially the provinces that you have spoken about, Honorable Ndlozi, Western Cape, KZN. In most areas where these matters are happening, those areas, some of them are such that it's difficult for policing, but we don't say we don't go there. We go there even though the areas are inaccessible, be it day or night, but we still go there and we make sure that we extract those suspects that we do want in those areas. On the number of firearms that as subs we have lost, The total, in total, for how many years, that we will have to come back to you. On average, it's 500-600 a year, and we also recover just a little bit above that. But I don't have those specific exact figures. We'll get them and then come back to you. But since last year, April to now, we recovered over 22,000 firearms. Most of the firearms, yes, they are lost from police. They are also lost from South African firearm owners and all other law enforcement agencies. And once they are lost, in most cases, majority of them, the serial numbers get filed and you will not be able to know where they come from. Some we edge them, we know, we discover where they come from. For example, this week, last week, Thursday, Friday, we recovered 20 firearms, very new, with serial numbers filed here in the Western Cape. And so they are so new that we can see they come from somewhere, but we don't know where. We are going to edge them, and once they are being edged, if we discover those numbers, then we'll know exactly where they come from so that we follow up and take action against those that have lost those firearms.